Lurleen, get your big ass back over that griddle and fry them eggs before I call your P.O. Call my P.O. See if I give a fuck, you old poop butt motherfucker. Food in this joint is better than the slop. Food in the joint is better than the slop you serve these drunks. Why you always gotta talk so nasty? Because that's what you like. They share a chuckle and violate a half dozen health department codes. In wanders the bar crowd. Drunk frat kids, salty bikers, and homeless dine together like Jesus and all those other dudes. Everyone orders their smothered and covered hash browns before they soon turn into turds that smother and cover their toilets. You can almost hear the arteries bursting like a fart in a bathtub. Jesus. Suddenly someone yells, "Waitress, there's a problem with my food. I ordered it chunked and covered, not smothered and covered." Bitch, it's Waffle House. This week on No Accounting for Taste, the yellow house of paper hats and southern fats, Waffle House.
Pal, you're good with words. You know that, man?
I think the gym is dumb.
Did Rachel walk in the room? Of course I'm eating a Baconator.
Man, if you ain't doing CrossFit, you can get crossbutt.
You're right. A long burger's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's your sitcom right there as a Mr. Fix-It-All who just can't fix his heart.
We will not be defending Atlantic City.
No accounting for taste. If it's something that somebody loves, let's try and celebrate it instead of shitting on it.
Everybody, welcome to No Accounting for Taste, the podcast where we defend subjects that are maligned and try and find the good in them.
So we're doing it, and we're talking
Waffle
about the House of Waffle.
It's much better than the House of It's weird that House of Pancakes and Waffle House are both using house.
And there's Huddle House, which is a knockoff.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're from the South, so was this part of your childhood at all?
I will say I have many cherished memories from the Waffle House. Young and old. Yeah.
I'm a late in life convert to the house.
I will say there was one. I grew up near a freeway, so it was a pretty good neighborhood. There was a Waffle House right off our exit, and there were always thousands of semis there, and I had a good time, man. I liked it. My specific memory of this Waffle House, the one near my house that I have the most, is I was 14 and we were going to something called Rockfest, which was
how creatively named.
Yeah. And everybody was like,
they get it.
we had to. There was like a big caravan of people going, and because we were all trafficking up to the Motor Speedway because that's where Rockfest is.
Yeah. Listen, we got the Bullet Boys, we got funnel cakes. What the fuck else you want?
And I mean, there must have been 200 people who descended on the parking lot of this Waffle House, and no one had any intention of eating there. And then we all, everybody started drinking in the Waffle House parking lot, and the cops were called, and about 10 of us made it to Rockfest. So it's a good time.
I still hold that people that work like those kind of job deserve some sort of civilian Purple Heart or some sort of Medal of Honor. To be like the front line for drunks, for hungry drunks after
3 in the
close.
morning. Yeah.
My first experience with Waffle House was not good. I believe I was doing gigs in like South Carolina.
It's also like your first experience with beer, and then you're like, it was still kind of fun.
It was, well, you tell me. I went, it was early AM, so it wasn't the drunk crowd. It was like I got off a red-eye flight in South Carolina or somewhere. And I'm like, oh, Waffle House. Dave Stone, my co-host in the Boogie Monster from Georgia, huge fan of Waffle House. I'm like, I'm going to go for Dave's sake. I go and I sit at the counter.
You're going to honor Dave? Is this what you're
well, he's talking about this place. But hungry.
You're not with Dave.
No. I'm by myself. I'm hungry. I sit at the counter like a real working man. Give me that black cup of coffee. All these other people getting out there making America happen today. The manager is cleaning up whatever mess with just a gray rag, just a gray with use. And he wrings it out over the sink with 2 hands. But water, it was almost Disney-esque in the magic that this happened. Like, do you know the Tom and Jerry where like they freeze the water on the kitchen floor and then open the fridge and use the Jell-O mold to create different lights?
I vaguely recall
some sort of magical cartoon land where like, oh, this is how things could happen in animation and fantasy land. He wrang out the rag, but water went between all of his knuckles and fountained out into each of our plates that were sitting at the counter. Like almost
it's like a white trash Bellagio fountain.
Exactly.
Which I guess is
the Bellagio
we're on the same
fountain.
page.
Ooh, this one's Italian. Check it out.
Mamma mia.
And it was like his own trick that he managed. Like, watch this. Like they were having a boring morning. So I'm going to give him the Bellage. It just
I'm like a disgusting flair bartender.
It was, and it just hit all of our plates, and we all just sat there. We all saw it happen. We're like, "What? Wait, what's it going to make this worse?" And we just finished our breakfast. We just ate it. We all just ate it. Listen, if all 8 of us send our food back, then they got to make 8. Like, well, I'm just gonna eat this. But that was my first. I'm like, I'm gonna give Waffle House a shot. I'm like, fuck Waffle House. And now I have I've since gone back, and I absolutely adore Waffle House.
That's a pretty exceptional christening, if you will, for Waffle House.
Yeah,
we have one together. Do you remember this?
Where did we go? When
we were on tour right before the pandemic hit. We went to that Lucero show in like Greenville.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and we got super fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to that trashy strip club where that white guy was wearing nothing but Bob Marley t-shirts.
It makes it sound like he's wearing Bob Marley t-shirts as pants, too.
Yeah, he was. And Bob Marley's face was on his pants. It was like a whole thing. And remember he had this loud, like, neon green Corvette that looked like, you know when someone takes something kind of nice and then they spruce it up? And it like they try to make it look nicer, and they're just like, you just made this look way trashier.
Oh, I'm from the suburbs. I know exactly what that is.
Yeah. And then I remember we went home, we were fucking wasted. We went back to our hotel, and I bought a shirt at the show, at the Lucero show, and I was wearing it in the lobby the next morning, all hungover and sweating.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, it already has a stain on it. And I was like, I know, I didn't even put it on last night.
Yeah, you used it as a napkin.
Yeah,
at
I used
Waffle
it.
House.
And then we went to Waffle House, and we were just like sweating and squeaking in our chairs all morning. And then, like I think Waffle House is better before the hangover than after. I don't know if it's a thing.
You go for the stories.
Yes, you go for the stories.
I went in Arkansas, of all the places to go, with Chris Pierce, who's a giant tattooed metalhead, like a giant man.
Much bigger than me?
Tall, strength, just power lifts. And Raj Suresh, who is the color that you would think a guy named Raj Suresh would be.
Yeah.
And we're all having fun.
German.
But then Chris would just kept saying, I just don't understand why you hate America, dude.
That's not good.
And I'm like, you're big enough to defend yourself, but me and Raj are fucked if they don't realize this is a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I look like I could just blend into the bushes in front of a
You're their
Waffle
little
House.
tough friend.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
I don't understand why you just say how much you hate America. And I'm like, this is clearly their shtick every time they go to Waffle House.
Yeah.
They both live in Arkansas, but I'm like, is this guys? I mean, it's like funny for us, but people
For
can
me,
hear.
I'm very scared right now. Yeah. I'm going to catch a stray bullet.
Yeah, but I've since grown to love Waffle House.
Yeah.
Going to realize that
They got a jukebox most of the time, which is nice.
not only have a jukebox, they have their own record label.
What?
Waffle House Music.
Is that just the farts you have the next morning?
Waffle Records. They have Waffle Records for the TouchTune app, or for TouchTunes.
That's awesome. I have a very recent Waffle House story. I was playing Dead Crow in Wilmington, and the only thing open late there is the Waffle House. And I went in with Sam Evans and Spencer Bland at 4:30 in the morning. We were drunk, like you do, whatever. And the thing I truly love about a Waffle House is that it's like when prisoners don't work fast. They're like, I don't care. Like, it's not getting worse. Like, what are you not going to give me a huge raise? Like, they don't give a shit. You know, it took them 20 minutes to clean a table for us. And it was very much an I'll get to it when I get to it. And then I swear to God, we order our food. We all got pretty much the same thing. A woman who was not in uniform, and I don't think worked there, walked behind the counter and brought us her food. And she was like working next door at like the shitty chicken wing joint or whatever. And like had booty shorts on and just bruised like white trash legs and all this stuff. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And we ate it right away.
But that's when you have a method in the kitchen. This is speaking from someone who's never worked in a kitchen. Like, this is how it's going to be done for all these things. So basically, anybody can get in there and like the method that
it's it's not the operator, it's the system.
The system is in place.
Yeah.
And that's
this guy's like Henry Ford.
very much so. Like, I mean, that's what we'll get to in the next segment. It's efficient. Like, and you could go in there and it's going to be the same. It's going to be consistent, which is something when you travel a lot all over the place.
You find it comfort in chain restaurants.
Yeah. It's, of course, it's easy to mock. I've hated it because I had a plate of dishwater for my first meal at a Waffle House. I go back to Waffle House. It has superseded the dishwater plate. There's a place here in LA that Rachel and I
keep going back.
Yeah.
After a terrible experience, it says something about the environment. Yeah.
There's a place called, I won't say the real name of it. Rachel and I affectionately call it Spider Chicken because one time it was a shawarma place and a spider just crawled out of my food and we just kept eating because it was good.
No, you didn't.
I sure did.
That would have been, that would have.
Listen,
I think that's my line.
You can say pesticide free and organic, but until an actual whole bug crawls out of the produce, is it really? Where's the proof? Is it really? This is an actual bug. I'm like, yeah, clearly they have not poisoned these vegetables that came with the side of this chicken. And we just call it spider chicken now. You want to get spider chicken tonight? Yeah, I love spider chicken. God. Shake it a little bit. Make sure you startle.
Have you looked up the health code?
Why would you ruin
you gotta hang your chicken over?
Yeah. Don't ruin your enjoyment by looking up health code thing. Also, that health code, it's you know what, it's really like when somebody's got a sexual it's
like I've only had 3 beers kind of.
Yeah, it's a real statutory charge of like, yeah, but I was 19 and my girlfriend was 17. It's like, oh, we got a C rating, but just because our fridge was too close to the door or something.
Now I have to live only near warehouses.
yeah, exactly. Now all my neighbors know exactly who I am. Well, let's find out the good and the bad.
Right after this break, and an ad from our new sponsor, Casper and Spider Chicken.
Oh, you made up a real thing that sponsors podcasts.
Yeah, well, they're not going to jump on this one right away.
All right, fair enough.
All right, we'll be right back. And we're back. No accounting for taste. This week, we tackle Waffle House. Friend or foe or feast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the pod we call the good and the bad. Go ahead, buddy. You look like you got something you want to say.
It's a continuation from my friend. I sincerely enjoy a Waffle House meal.
Do you have a favorite item?
I get being the unadventurous vegetarian that I am. Not vegan by any means.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it.
I got these leather boots, baby. I don't want the meat, but give me the wrapping. Give me what that steak came in. I want to make a jacket out of it.
Yeah. Whole buffalo my ass.
yeah. Well, you eat some of it, I wear the rest of it. I get, and I have to look it up too because I always forget what's what. I get the hash browns. I get them. Where we have it. It's up here somewhere.
They're smothered and covered is one way to get them.
But we got to explain.
Oh, the dialogue.
Yeah, let's explain. Here we go. Now, I get them scattered and smothered. That's onions. Covered, cheese. Now, chunked is going to be with ham.
Which is the grossest. Chunked. To order something chunked is pretty disgusting.
I mean, the whole thing, like, we can't make the joke. Like, you know when there's something out there, like, as a comedian, you know it's automatically hacked, but as a civilian, like, this has got to be the greatest thing to, like...
Yeah, well... Yeah.
I want them flip, lick, tickled, like, you know, like any adjective you can put, and it could possibly be a way to get your hash browns.
Yeah. Hey, get them with the clap real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, am I getting hash browns at Waffle House or is this a very expensive prostitute? You know,
or very inexpensive.
Yeah, or what BDSM club shares the same menu as Waffle House?
I'm chunked at a BDSM club and at a Waffle House.
I got Captain Peppered last night.
I don't know. I walked into the room and she looked like she was on the griddle for too long.
So you can get them. You get them smothered as onions, covered as cheese, chunked as ham, diced as tomatoes, peppered as jalapenos, capped as mushrooms, and topped as chili or country. And that's just sausage gravy. And if you're really hungry or really brave, you can also go all the way, which means they'll finger your butthole a little bit while you eat them.
I feel like 8mm was spec script was written in a Waffle House.
Yeah, give me the full.
Give me all the way. It's crazy that the only produce on that place is tomatoes and jalapenos.
It's not crazy at all. It's a Waffle House,
you're right,
and they have onions. So come on, give them a little justice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get them with whatever I get them all the vegetables that's on there. So and cheese.
Okay.
And then I get myself a pecan waffle.
Yeah. Yeah. I do just kind of straight. I'll do smothered and covered, but even then, it just is like, what am I doing to myself? I genuinely like the waffles, but I can always eat like 3 of them too. Like,
yeah,
they're not fucking them up. Like they're very.
That's my limit is double browns with all that stuff, and I always ask for that much because they usually forget something. So it's
a very good.
It's like,
you're really kind of covering your own bases.
It's real like a letter to Santa. Like, let's ask for a lot because we know we're gonna get.
Yeah. Well, if someone that just
some
sees,
of it.
if someone sees all the way on a ticket, that means they have less reading to do. So they're just gonna like. Yeah. Okay, I just got to grab everything.
Yeah. All the way means you're gonna get like a lid to a coffee in there.
That's
you're
how
gonna
bizarre.
Get somebody's bus pass is gonna be cut up into it.
That's how bizarre a Waffle House is. The thing with the most variables is probably the one that comes out the most accurate all the time. Because like, well, I don't care that I didn't put onions in there. Like, and then it's easy for one guy to just be like pink, 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 and pick up 5 things from the.
Yeah, there's no specifics to it.
Yeah.
I'm getting a note from the producers. They want you to bang on the table a little bit more, Shane. If
this is how we're starting our first insult.
We're both wearing headphones. How can you not hear that?
I don't know. I hear it. I just can't stop.
I'm putting my coffee cup down like it's a Fabergé egg, and you're over here Donkey Kong and 3-year-old shit. All right. Well, leave it in. It's bonus content. Patreon.
We have to plug that these days.
We do. So that's what do you get when you're there? Do you change it up?
I always get a waffle. That's like the number one thing. So
it's where they live. It's their house.
I do the All-Star, which is a special. It's like it's basically like your traditional like hash browns, eggs, toast, and like sausage or bacon kind of thing, and you get a waffle with it. When I went like 2 weeks ago, Spencer ordered his waffle extra. He goes extra done, like extra well done, like extra.
Okay.
And I never felt like I stuck out more like a sore thumb. Like, I just don't think.
Is that an option?
I mean, they did it, but I felt like almost like I was being a little bougie or something. Like be specific about my waffle at the Waffle House at 5 a.m. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I gave our bill. Here's the other thing people don't talk about with the Waffle House. 3 of us ate for $24, and we had more food than we could finish. Like, it's a very affordable option.
Yeah,
like,
I don't. Any criticisms coming in about Waffle House, I think they're aware of, and they just bounce off of them. But also the bougie thing. It's like being in the drive-thru at a Taco Bell, and you hear somebody in front of you like, "Can I get no onions?" I'm like, "Bitch, you're at Taco. Yeah, you're getting what you get because you're here.
Yeah, this is the decision you made already.
Yeah, I can't. That blows me away.
Yeah, I see. I didn't like that. And I'm also the person who will be like, if we're out to dinner somewhere and I haven't really looked at the menu, I don't want the waitress to ever wait. So if you're like, I'll have the pork chops, I'll be like, I'll have that too, exactly the same way. Like, like I just am terrified. And then at the Waffle House, the stakes are even higher because they'll say something back to you. So I just did what he did. So then I ended up looking like him because I was afraid to fucking be like, you don't have to extra well done it.
And also 3 out of 5 times it will be incorrect. Like I'm a vegetarian. I think 3 out of the last 5 times I've had ham at Waffle House and been like, well,
I'm gonna eat
To
it.
me, my hierarchy is food waste is worse than like, well, things already
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Things already dead. And I fucking love ham.
Yeah, and you just don't eat it.
Yeah, this is my cross to bear. So I'm like, oh, I got. Otherwise, I'm going to throw it out,
Yes.
which I don't think they do.
Somebody's looking out for old Kinane out there.
Yeah, I don't think they throw it out. I think the reason you get the wrong order is you just got somebody else's food that they sent back. Because like, who sends back food
I mean, that's
at the
certainly
Waffle
what
House?
happened. Yeah, like that's certainly what happened. Like they're just like, well, I'm not making. You have his food is the logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here you go. And I'll give them credit for this. They somehow are still less sticky than an IHOP. IHOP is always the stickiest experience you can have.
IHOP is the girl who in high school who like was like, my house is nice, and then you went over there and you're like, well, it's not bad. It's not like my house. It's not as nice as a nice
Your
house.
mom is drunk and she's been wiping everything down with the same towel for the last 5 years, which is also still the experience I had at Waffle House. But I think it's like, IHOP is like Billy Mays came in there and just rubbed Flex Seal on everything.
Yeah.
Like, I need a friend to help peel the blueberry syrup jug out of my hand.
It is disgusting. Yeah. And Waffle House is, they know. They're like, we're not going to fix it because it's not worth it.
Yeah, we got more grease than syrup in this place. So things are slippery. They're not sticky.
Shut the fuck up and eat your meal. Yeah. Oh, God. I do have, this is from delish.com. The craziest shit that's gone down at Waffle House.
Hit me with something.
Okay. This is
this is nothing's off limits.
This is pretty great, honestly. A customer stripped naked. Then this is the number one. Customer stripped naked before breaking another customer's nose. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, a woman named Jennifer Nicholson became completely belligerent for reasons unknown to the police at the Kennesaw, Georgia location, where she stripped naked, threw platters of food at other customers, broke a window, and then capped it all off by punching a woman, breaking her nose. The warrant for her arrest doesn't detail why she became so irate, but describes her demeanor as a suspected excited delirium state. But does that really cover it, though? That's all it says.
If you're going to be open 24 hours and be knowing that, like, I'm wasted, I need, like...
And in rural locations, this isn't...
I don't,
You're not right next to the Ritz. You know, like...
Yeah, I don't give a shit about UFC, but every time, like, oh, there's this video from Waffle House, I'm watching it. I'm watching it.
Fantastic. It's like...
Yeah. I don't fight. Please, people, let's not fight in restaurants. But if there's a fight that's gonna happen, you got to keep your head on a swivel in a Waffle House.
That's very true. And then here's the thing: you're going for the people watching part of the time too. Waffle House, is the 4 a.m. diner that Walmart is for retail location. Like it's the same. I mean, they live right next to one another. But
I was at one in Jacksonville, Florida. I remember specifically it was Jacksonville, and it was one guy who it was daytime. It was middle of the day. And so I was one of the only people in there because it wasn't like early morning, it was nighttime. And one guy was just out working on his car, and they were just letting him use the bathroom to clean up. He was just going in and out like carburetors and shit. And then there was a loose dog in the parking lot. Like so many boxes that you didn't even know existed got checked off. Like a wild pit bull is in the parking lot. Like where I was like, I'm not going out until I see that thing.
There's just a cutlass on blocks.
Yeah, and it might belong to the dude working on his car, but nobody's really sure. And then there's
9 kids with no parents. Yeah.
One gal's ride was coming there, and then one of the guys in the kitchen, just as she's about to walk out, she's like, I don't know where the dog is. And she's like, she's going out the door. The guy in the kitchen's like, and she ran to her car, and we all had a good laugh. Everybody, well, just me and the whole staff, we all shared a good old laugh at that one. The guy with his dirty hands fixing his car laughed at it. That's community. It provides a sense of community.
Fun. They don't even seem miserable. You know, like,
well,
I mean, that at that point, those people are having fun. Like a lot of, like some people at Waffle House seem fucking more dejected than somebody who just lost the Super Bowl. Like but your story, I think, shows people just having a good time. Like, hey, whatever, this place sucks. Let's have a little fun.
It's I wish it was more commonplace in a spot where like the bar's closed and here's all the drunks. I wish the good if you know when you go out and everybody just went to the same concert.
Yeah.
And like, wasn't that fun? And it's a jovial attitude, and there's like, It's like rowdy,
The community
but not
is still
destructive.
yeah.
Yeah, it's rowdy,
Everybody's
but not
very
destructive.
merry, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I wish that was more the sense of like, we all went out drinking. So like, were you out drinking? So was I. Let's get waffles together. I wish that was more the vibe than just like,
Then fuck, I gotta wait in this.
just dude aggression or
Yeah.
just any kind of aggression that's, it's unfortunate that takes, dominates over just like, were we all out on a Friday? Are we all getting grits right now?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Why are we going to be mad
I'm
at
a
each other?
chunked man as well. High five.
Yeah. Chunk him up for me.
Hey, waitress, another round for me and my friends.
Yeah. Who's buying waffles for the whole Waffle House?
I would love to be that guy. Hey, to just watch
Just want whole
hey,
Waffle
everybody,
House money.
tonight it's on Shane.
And then they still destroy it.
And then I'm like, everybody let's play Waffle Records nonstop.
They do have good.
Somebody take me to my table.
They've been sued for racism. Okay, well, there's
Shocker. But name me an employer who hasn't. Like you want to put it on the South and the
all
old Waffle
things
House.
comedy. Buttering up the new label. Okay, that's
shit.
where I was going
That's
with
right,
that. I was
yeah,
buttering them up. I'm sorry, I was smothering and covering them.
There are some fucked things in this.
Downshift.
2 employees used utensils to style their hair.
None of this shocks me.
Incriminated by one customer's Facebook video that went viral, a pair of Forest City, Arizona Waffle House employees were fired for dipping one employee's hair in a pot of boiling water that's used to prepare food. In response, Waffle House also underwent a local health department inspection, which it passed.
Of course it did.
Somehow that doesn't make us feel much better.
Of course it did.
Someone's a little cheeky. Yeah. I don't care. That'd be a thing. I'm just not eating here. I'm having coffee and I'm leaving now.
But what is a Waffle House? Like Waffle House the bar is here. Unless you're serving a live rat wrapped in a waffle, it's going to stay open.
Yeah.
So also criminals, stop taping your crimes. If you're going to dunk your hair in the...
Oh, I think this was like an onlooker. This was like somebody doing it from afar.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
This wasn't like this. It wasn't like this is how we clean our hair at the Waffle House.
Okay. Well, that was my misinterpretation. But you're not going to scare me off of the house, man.
Yeah.
If I'm
it's gonna have to be a gun.
I love it.
I'm like, that's where I'm at with this place because the rest of it's fine.
I love when a hipster restaurant. There was a spot here in LA that it was always the line down the block spot.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to go get brunch? Do you have 3 hours? And 2 of which will be waiting for food. And then people just was like mold on the jam and all this stuff. I'm like, when that shit gets taken down, I'm like, fuck yes, that's awesome.
Yeah,
overpriced.
Putting on your
fine. Yeah, I'm sure the food's fine.
You put on $500 jeans to look like a piece of shit.
Yeah,
right, kind of attitude. Yeah, fuck them. Yeah,
I won't wait in a line because you have 2 tables and are bougie. I'll wait for a wait because 300 people want the 20 seats at a Waffle House.
Yeah,
because it's Waffle House.
Yeah, and it's the thing. They're there out of essentialness too.
Yeah,
yeah. I love this. Another customer held his waitress at knife point because the restaurant was out of pot.
That's probably happening right now.
Yeah.
That's not like that's an evergreen story.
I can honestly see where this guy's coming from. In March, a 41-year-old man became extremely angry when his server told him the restaurant's pie was frozen and not available. Perhaps the result of some insane sugar withdrawal, he then threatened her with the steak knife he'd been using during the meal.
Yeah, this was according to this Mashed article. In 2005, 4 separate lawsuits were filed by black patrons who were allegedly denied service served on sanitary food. I don't know. I've qualified for both those first ones, or were victims of racist insults from servers. That I have not.
Yeah, it does seem like you topple over. I guess when things really go wrong at a Waffle House, that cliff comes up fast.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's James Dean and what is that? Rebel Without a Cause. It's like looks cool till it doesn't.
How much we put up with a lot at Waffle House? It's gonna get pretty bad.
Yeah, there's some actual shady shit here when it comes to like how they treat their employees.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, like look at this. Due to company policy, a North Carolina Waffle House waitress was denied the generous $1,000 tip a customer left her during the late shift on Mother's Day. So it's like, fuck you, guy. Like, Waffle House refunded the massive amount to the customer's credit card due to a policy that prevents large credit card chargeback. Fuck you. Let her have it. It's Mother's Day. I mean, I get that it could
but it's a credit card policy. This is where you got to read the fine print on this stuff. Policy prevents large credit card chargebacks. So it's probably a credit card company saying you can't do this, and she did get $1,000 from the person.
They wrote her a check, which is like quite nice. Like,
I'm listening. A Waffle House robber was shot by a customer. Fuck yeah! Yeah. People have guns in the South, and they eat at Waffle House.
It's not. It's on that guy, and good.
Another waitress spiked her coworker's drink with hard drugs. That's happening everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's
a
happened
naked
on
man
this
peed
network.
on the door and tried to break in. I've been that guy. This Delish article, you're really reaching.
Grasping at straws. This is not.
Yeah, this is part of your article. A drunk guy peed in front of Waffle House and then tried to eat at Waffle House.
Whoop. Fine. I don't want people. Yeah. That's nothing. I just had the image. You know that famous painting Nighthawks of everybody alone in the diner?
Yeah.
There is a Waffle House. Like somebody's got to do like a dogs playing poker kind of mock picture.
Just one guy outside.
Yeah, one guy but it's Nighthawk. Yeah, we'll figure it out. That's our next shirt.
Also, I've seen some of those bathrooms at a Waffle House at that hour of the night. You're cleaner peeing outside.
Yeah, that's a very good point. What else do we got here, buddy?
We got it's Waffle. The criticisms, even these things like outside the racist shit,
which we do not abide by here on No Account.
No, we're not. Maybe we defend it on a later one. Racism.
I don't think we got that.
A lot of people don't like it, but let's try and see the benefits.
I bet we'll get some hits.
Boy, there's a soundbite that I hope does not get isolated.
Leave it in, Charlene. Kyle's racist and Shane loves pancakes.
And that's it. I don't think. I think it's easy to look down your nose at a Waffle House. I mean, I think even Anthony Bourdain found, there's a video of him praising Waffle House, but I think he won't speak ill of dead, but I think maybe it's a strategic.
Yeah, it's a little more humanizing.
Yeah, I got to look like I'm
one of the people.
I'm one of
Thinks he's one of the Kennedys hanging out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at. You ready for some Waffle House? Some Waffle House slang, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
Right back into the racist
This is from
stuff.
Mental Floss. At every Waffle House, there is a small red tile surrounded by gray tiles on the floor near the open kitchen and grill. This is called the mark, and it's where every server or sales associate stands when he or she is calling an order for the grill operator. Servers are only allowed to call in orders from the mark to make sure your only one order is being called one at a time, which is, first of all, not true. Like there's chaos. They're yelling everything at cooks from all angles in that way. Yeah. So the mark really just more looks like a place where someone's about to be murdered.
I'm following procedure. Shut the fuck up,
Daryl. Yeah. That's not. That's look. Well, according to training, I bet Waffle House training is like cops that come out of the academy. It's like, I know how they teach you at the academy, and this is how we get it done in the real world.
Just Denzel Washington and training day.
Yeah.
You about to get
checkers,
wet.
motherfucker. It's chess. Yeah, well, about as many people die at a Waffle House.
I think, if you're not on speed at 5 a.m. on a Waffle House shift, I don't trust the service.
And if you're not getting assassinated by Russians, you're doing something wrong too. Okay, let's see what else we got. The truth about Waffle House's signature Burt's chili. Look at this fucking picture. It's disgusting. Ugh.
That is, trust me, you're not losing anything in the translation with the video.
That is, I'm sick. Mom had to go to work. I'm making myself lunch in a microwave.
My butthole just went all the way.
Blah blah blah. I'm trying to find.
I appreciate the single slice of American cheese.
Yeah,
you're not going to hear me bad mouthing a slice of American cheese as a topping anywhere.
It just doesn't look. Visually, it's unappealing, but
well, again, you're not going for presentation.
I agree. The whole thing doesn't care about. The whole establishment is not worried about presentation.
Untrue. The waffles have a little Waffle House logo in the middle of them.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they
really?
got their own press.
Really?
Yeah, you've been so drunk you didn't see that the Waffle House waffles say Waffle House.
You
in
might
the
find
middle?
this hard to believe, Kinane, but I'm not the kind of guy who just digests every like visual aspect of his food before he puts it in.
You don't look at it. You don't give it a once over.
Give me this 1 sec. Apparently, Birch chili is a crowd pleaser at Waffle House, and the dish has even more heartwarming backstory when it comes to the namesake. Per the Birch chili menu description on the restaurant site, the hearty bowl of goodness was created by a staff member who was with the company for 30 years before retiring. And as you might have already guessed, his name is Bert. Bert Thornton, to be exact. He created the dish back in the 1980s and experimented with different flavors to concoct the perfect pot of deliciousness. The dish is made with beans, chili, Jimmy Dean sausage, tomato, onion, and a special blend of seasonings. Even better, Thornton can still be occasionally spotted at some Waffle House chains eating and interacting with the staff and customers. That's fucking wild. Thornton was once the company's vice president when he first created the recipe in Dallas, Texas. Mostly this is good.
Yeah, I don't.
And it was founded by two neighbors, which is kind of nice. The hash browns have their own logo.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's still out there naysaying a Waffle House, like this is not a difficult one to defend.
No, this is mostly all of this is very good.
We're celebrating it. Not the
even the things that are even the things that are trashy. They're fun. Like
no, the racist part is not.
Yeah, that's not. But like I mean, like you going in to do a little people watching and have
just give me an all white Waffle House, and then I mean, boy, we're the
I
ideal.
didn't say that, you fucking prick. Oh God, this is a.
I think yeah. There's not much to. I wish they weren't racist.
Yeah,
I wish nothing was racist. But if shit, you got a Waffle House in the South, man, you're gonna this shit's gonna go down there.
That sounds like a Midwestern saying, like, Jesus Christ, this place is wider than a Waffle House in the South. In spite of Waffle House's promise to always be open, even when everyone else is closed, there are some instances where they have to close due to circumstances beyond their control, such as hurricanes or other natural disasters.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Once the storm passes through and the waters recede, they're usually pretty swift about reopening unless there's been catastrophic damage. They're so good, in fact, that you can count on them, and FEMA does. That company that government institution that really fucked up in New Orleans. They call this the Waffle House Index, which gauges how much of an impact a storm or event has had on a community based on whether or not the local Waffle House is closed its doors. The sooner Waffle House is open for business, the sooner life will be restored to normal. Can you imagine a government official saying that? The sooner this Waffle House is open, the sooner we will have triumphed over Hurricane Katrina.
I've been to Waffle Houses where the surrounding landscape looked fine, but it looked like a Category 4 storm hit inside the Waffle House.
We're in the eye of the storm.
Yeah. I've seen it where like the places I've just clearly been in there after like a massive rush.
Yeah,
and the employees just have that look of like. When you see war photographs of somebody looking at a village burned down, just I don't know how we're gonna rebuild.
Oh, the guns are quiet on the Western Front finally.
Like, let me just use my shirt to wipe off one of these plates.
Yeah, but they're just like they're covered in sweat and just like so many Waffle Houses have security guards in them who look like the least stressed person in the whole place.
I'm glad they do have the security guards.
I think they're probably pretty useless.
Well, they're usually there after some shit went down. I think it's more I think it's the empty cop car on the side of the road
that keeps people from egging a kid's house or whatever.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's probably that's the cheapest option for them. Yeah,
preventative.
Yes, yeah. But the FEMA thing, I think, is pretty wild. Like, I know it's unofficial, but it's very like I don't want my government body that's supposed to handle natural disasters to just be being cute with a Waffle House rating system.
Yeah, I think I wonder how much credit we can give to something like this, but
I'm saying this is probably fact checked.
But as there's in USA Today, they're saying like it's mostly like judging how much a community is willing to bounce back. Like, the community wants to go out and eat. That's why this restaurant's open.
Okay.
there are people living in this area. They're back here, or they've stayed here. They haven't left.
They rode out the storm or whatever.
And they rode out the storm. And so there are people around here that are, willing to go out to eat. But, I get that maybe it's not the greatest system when the government's like, southern Louisiana has been smothered and covered in torrential rains. Been capped by a few
chunks of human skin all over.
Yeah. I'm on the Waffle House website. 6 days on, 2 days off, guaranteed schedule, unmatched in the industry. Because that's more than a whole week. That's why it's unmatched. That's 8 days. that's why it's unmatched, is because you've created your own work week where it's 8 days long.
What if it's just because they really want to be ready for the Southeast Asian markets? Something like that.
Created a 30-hour workday.
Yeah.
It's 8 days a week. It's a 3-month training program to learn how to run the business. That's believable.
3 months, Jesus.
Stock ownership. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and
You're going to buy a purchase review order?
Let's see what Waffle House stock is at right now. It'll probably shoot up after this episode comes out.
Something's going to shoot out of something if we go to Waffle House.
Waffle House have a stock.
Well, I know we said we were going to jump, but there's so much good stuff here.
On the website
The first Waffle House is a museum. They have canonized it like Scientology. Okay, hold on. Interestingly enough, the original building was occupied by 2 other businesses. First, a Chinese food restaurant, and then a tire store. And that's kind of what you get when you put those 2 things together.
Hey, look at this. 3 10-day vacations each year. You get 30 days off if you work at Waffle House. You get
not bad.
Paid maternity leave, 6 weeks, in parentheses, 8 weeks for a C-section. They call it's popped or slashed. That's how they call the different birthing.
I saw where you were going.
The gears turn.
Yeah.
I had my baby.
Gutted and cutted, baby. So gross.
Oh. It's manager training is at 6:30 to 4:30. It's a 10-hour shift and you work 6 days. God damn.
That's a fucking long. Yeah.
Division manager. You can make 6 figures as a division manager, managing 6 to 9 restaurant, and you got stock options.
I cannot imagine the amount of stress you get from managing 6 to 9 Waffle Houses.
I think the stress. I think the stress is on the people that are boots on the ground. It's the soldiers that are there.
Yeah, generals are.
We don't call them team members. These are soldiers. You are clearly the first line of defense
against drunks, methed out truckers, and lot lizards.
Yeah, I do believe that is to maintain composure in the face of that. Like that's what people made jokes about. Like why can fast food employees deal with psychos better than cops can?
That is true. Yeah, it's because they don't have the option to kill it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
if somebody's like, you know what, we're going to arm all Waffle House employees, but like that should have been policy for a while.
Yeah, that's like no. Yeah, you think the stains are hard to get out now? Okay. Are we at time in this part of the?
Oh, we've been at time, but now I'm just embroiled in the.
There's some. I mean, there's
in the Waffle House website.
Look, maybe we can put links in the episode description to some of this material.
It's wafflehouse.com.
Okay.
Yeah,
like to some of the stories we found and stuff is what I mean. But we're gonna hear from the callers right after this. But I truly am so much more on board than I already was with this company, except for the racism. Everybody, we'll be right back with you, the listeners, and some of your callers. All right, everybody.
Welcome back.
That's
No Accounting for Taste, Waffle House edition.
This is the calm, serene you feel after an evening at the Waffle House the next morning. You and your lover.
I've never felt wrecked eating there.
I certainly have. There's always something else going into it, you know. But like,
I think I've only really
like when
enjoyed
a redneck tries to make his own gasoline. That's what happens. You're like, well, something was bad.
You just got to break open some more of these lighters and get more Prel shampoo.
Yeah.
Wow. That's how you make napalm, son.
Kick it a little bit.
I think also it has helped because I've really only been going to since I've been vegetarian. So I haven't
You're
been
only
tempted by the
eggs
sirloin.
and waffle or what? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been tempted by the side of horse meat.
That's probably that gray rag you saw was probably just a sirloin that he was walking.
Well, he wanted it well done, and it came out medium, so we got to squeeze the rest of the life out of it.
Throw this back in the microwave.
My sister said that's what he used to do. She went to this restaurant. Like somebody's like, I wanted this more like medium, and this is medium rare. They would just go press it and then flip it over and bring it back.
Oh
out
yeah, that's when I worked at a restaurant. The cooks would be like, "Okay, they want it well done," and then we just put it in the microwave and nuke it after they grilled it because it cooks from the inside out.
Yeah, if you're getting a well done steak, that's that. Well, hey, let's not.
Hey,
maybe
no judgment.
people like destroying something nice.
All right. Well, we got a. I guess some of our listeners are not as passionate about Waffle House as we are, but we got a couple of calls this week, Mr. Kinane.
Let's hear from him.
This is somebody calling about Waffle House, I hope, and not 4 other things.
House one time, and it was amazing. And I wish I could go back. I do wish the portions were bigger because in my head, everyone kind of built it up as having like huge portions. Craft beer.
Okay, that was all he said about Waffle House. Is he thought there should be more food.
Well, and the portions are not obnoxious.
Yeah, I will say. Hidden benefit to the Waffle House is like they're not obnoxious because you don't want too much of food that bad.
Also,
that greasy. I like the food, but you get what I'm saying.
And I don't know how inflation has hit the Waffle House, but if you want more, order another one. You're still barely breaking $20 for two people.
I said we went to dinner there or breakfast or whatever, $26, and it was awesome. The waitress gave me the wrong amount of change. She gave me 2 20s back. I gave her a 50.
Yeah.
And I just keep all of this because the till is going to end up short.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was wild.
Yeah. When I go with Dave Stone, he knows what he's doing. He's like, I'm just going to get 3 orders of hash browns. I'm going to get 2 orders of this steak. I'm like, oh, because he knows the amount of food he wants.
Yeah. And that's just meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what you want there.
Yeah. And so the portions are, they're sensible. Mm-hmm. And they're cheap. So if you want more, you order twice as much and you'd pay the amount, maybe not quite as like a full size at a Denny's or something, but IHOP's gargantuan.
Yeah, and I never want to finish eating my meal at Denny's or IHOP anyways. Like it's always too much. So yeah.
That's a plus. That's a plus for
it's reasonably priced for a reasonable portion.
Yeah.
Tell me about the news on the Waffle House website, Kyle.
Well, according to the Henry Herald. It's the name of a newspaper, not a guy. Harrowing event ended happily for a Florida couple whose beagle, Daisy, was attacked by a pit bull. They're not getting good press still. At a local gas station and ran into nearby woods. Let's see where this winds up having to do with Waffle. This story came from the Waffle House's website, so I don't know what this has to do.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
With In the end, it may have been the beagle's keen sense of smell and the typically healthy beagle appetite that led to Daisy's rescue. Bertles said Daisy was found at 1:20 a.m. in the Waffle House parking lot, much like the rest of us.
Lost and confused, looking for someone to take it home.
But I don't know. I got fucked up. I got in a fight. Wound up at Waffle House a little past 1 a.m. Oh, Daisy.
Went home with a stranger.
Haven't we all, Daisy? Haven't we all?
How do you get out of this trailer park?
I picked a fight with some big son of a bitch. Got my ass kicked as usual. Wanted to heal my
smothered and covered in my own blood and teeth.
Wanted to heal my wounds with a little pecan waffle.
Well, at least they found.
Well, let's get one more call and let's land this.
This
battered ship. You don't land a ship, you land a plane. Fuck, we're good at this, dude.
Yeah, we're killing it.
Good at it.
I think first episode in person. I don't know if we could have done any better. I mean, worse. All right. We're smothered and covered in the adoration of our fans. Let's hear this.
You can't use that anymore. We've used it too much.
All right, I can smother and cover anything I want.
Hey, Shane
It's
and
been
Kyle.
capped.
What's going on? Saw you guys come through Philadelphia a few years ago. That was a fun show.
Nice. Underground
Hey,
arts.
I'm freaking tired of people shitting on Waffle House. That's one of the best damn meals you can have. I've got some real fun memories of going to the Waffle House growing up, and I don't like people trashing it for being gross. It's awesome, and the food is genuinely good. See ya.
My man.
That guy said in 30 seconds, what we've been working on for an hour and a half.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, he went to the Waffle House of Comedy when he came to our show in Philadelphia.
I mean, I can't sum it up better than that. I'm sure there are better meals out there.
Yeah.
Thank you for the call, but I think there might be, just at least as far as hitting different notes on the palate, there might be better meals.
Yeah, there might. Yeah. Where do you think they'll get their saffron from? Is it ethically sourced? Any of the bad stuff we have found in here, it seems like it's been because of a person and not necessarily the entire, like somebody's racist at a Waffle House to some customer. That's awful. But
that's,
is that like
that's shitty people at that shitty Waffle House?
Yes. Like I hope it's not rampant through the company.
But the system, however they're doing it, and you get somewhat of what you ordered, but it's always within the window of what, like at the Waffle House, you are ordering within the window of what's available at Waffle House. So any fuck ups in that window are still Waffle House fuck ups. It's not like, oh,
yes.
I didn't want sardines in this. It's not a worry.
Yeah.
And so, and that's for me going there as a vegetarian. I'm like, there's a chance I'm going to get ham in this. Fingers crossed. That's, lucky.
Couldn't help it, Doc.
Oh, darn it. Yeah. So I think that's it. I think this was not a difficult one to defend.
No, I think that people really came through on this one, honestly.
I think they did.
All right. Everybody, Waffle House, 2 thumbs up, 2 cheeks down on a toilet bowl after. I don't know. Don't look at me like I have to.
How do we end the live show? Do we look at the cameras?
Yeah. Do we clap?
Send us home, Shane.
All right, everybody. This has been No Accounting for Taste. And this week we defended Waffle House easily, by the way. Tune in again next week when we defend the war.